Hi everyone, welcome to Tech Talk. Today in our classroom, we are going to learn about different modules in Python. What are the type of different modules that Python gives us and how to work with them. We are going to learn this. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the first type of Python module is our built-in modules. So if you have already followed our previous classrooms, you already know that how we can check our built-in functions or methods that Python provides. Suppose we want to check what are the built-in methods that Python provides for string. So how we can check it? We can simply do this, dir str. So here you can see various type of methods like find, format, title method, translate, upper. These are all the built-in methods that Python gives us for string. Also, if you do like this, dir __ built-ins __ parenthesis close. So these are all the built-in functions that already are present in Python. So here also you can see that there is a list, then there is range, quit, string, sum, super. There are various kind of functions that Python provides. So these are all Python's built-in functions and methods that Python, whenever you are downloading and installing Python, so these built-in functions and methods will be downloaded automatically. So as you already know that Python is a programming language that itself is written in C language. So these all built-in functions and methods are written in C language inside Python. So now if you want to work with any built-in functions or methods, you can simply check it from here, like what function you want to use, and then you can use it from here. Like if you want to, suppose there is a string called Python. So if you want to check the length of this string, you can simply do len string. You can get 6, as there are 6 characters in this string. So like this, we can also have Python's built-in modules. So how to work with it, I'll show you. So as you already learned in our file processing classroom, that if you want to read one file, suppose here the condition is while true, that means this condition will be always satisfied. So here we have done with open files fruits.txt as my file, print myfile.read. So my file, Python will read my file, which is referring this file fruits.txt, which is present under files folder. So which is this files, and inside it fruits.txt. So yeah, we can actually do this. Just have one thing here. Okay, so here whenever I run this program, what will be the output? Just check So you can see that tomato is printing out every split of seconds, and this speed of printing tomato is totally depends on the computer's processor speed. So here you can see that it is printing all over my screen every split of second. So what will be what we can do if we want it to print every 10 seconds. So I want my processor to sleep for 10 seconds, then after 10 seconds I want tomato to be printed. So how can we do? So there is no such function or method that we can use here to sleep our computer for 10 seconds. So for that, what we can do, we can actually import one of the built-in modules that Python provides. So for this, we will do import sys. Sys is actually defines for system. So after sys, we can check what sys gives. So here you can see that there is an attribute called built-in module names that Python gives us for sys. So what happens if we do sys dot built-in module names? It will show all the built-in modules that Python provides for system. Module names. Yes. So here for sys.built-in module names, you will see that there is again another attribute called time. So to use this time module, again we have to do import time. And now what are the attributes or functions that are present for time? We can check it like this. Okay, so here you can see that we have one sleep method for time. So we can check what is the use of sleep method of time by doing help time dot sleep. So what it says, that delay execution for a given number of seconds. So sleep is taking one argument as seconds, and the argument may be a floating point number or for sub-second precision. Good, that means it will take a floating point for seconds as well. So we just can do like sleep 3 time dot sleep actually. Okay, so 1 2 3. Yes, so that means it's working. So we just simply have to use this time dot sleep method inside our programming. So to introduce time dot sleep inside our this programming, we simply need to import this time module here. So it is a good practice to import any modules, in the first line of your coding, because it is a good practice. You should maintain it. So here we simply need to do time dot sleep, and suppose I want to sleep my processor for 5 seconds, and now save it, and I want to run it. So tomato, and wait for 5 seconds, tomato again, and again waiting for 5 seconds, tomato. So that means this time.sleep method is actually working by importing this time module inside our this file, the file processing.py file. So this time is a built-in module that Python provides us. So the next type of modules that Python provides is standard Python modules. So to start with standard Python modules, first let me show you that whenever I'm running this file processing.py, tomato is printing every 5 seconds, right? That we learned in our built-in modules. So now what happens if I delete this file? Okay. So now if I run this code, what will happen? One error, that is file not found error, that comes. So this file not found error actually doesn't look good in your screen, because as a programmer you always have to show your errors to your user in a user-friendly style. So to do this in a user-friendly style, we actually need to use one of our standard Python modules, that is OS module. So what is OS module? Let's check here. Import OS. Okay, so now dir OS. So here you can see that OS has various type of attributes. I'm just looking for this attribute, which is called path. So what is path? Dir os dot path. So here also, when I'm doing dir os dot path, here also one method should be present, which is exists. Correct. So now, so to give a user friendly error message, we can simply work with os.path.exists method like this. Help os.path.exists. So what happens? It will test whether a path exists, returns false for broken symbolic links. That means if your file is not present, it will tell you that if your file, if your this path that you are giving here is present or not. So now if I do os.path.exists, and inside parenthesis if I give this path, okay, and enter, so it will give me false. That means this path is not present. That means this fruits.txt file is not present over here. So to work with it, I'll show you how to work with it. Before that, let me tell you what is the difference between standard Python module and built-in Python modules. Built-in modules are written in C language, but standard Python modules are actually written in Python language. And where these standard Python modules are present, to check it, we can actually do this sys dot prefix. Okay, so here one of our directory location is given, so it will depend on whatever the OS you are using. So the this location might be different for you. Now if you directly go to this location inside your drive, after sys.prefix, whatever the location it is showing, if you go directly to this location, like I have gone here, Python 3832, and inside it there is a folder called lib. If I open it, and inside it, here you can see various modules that are written in Python. See, .py. These are all Python standard modules. So here you can, if search OS, you will find one module, that is os.py. So this is a Python standard module, os.py, which is written in Python language itself. So now if I want to use this os module, as I shown you, to check if the file is actually present or not, we simply want to do it while if os.path.exists, and what would be the path? This one, right? Colon 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. This will happen, and else print file does not exist. Correct? Okay, so now if I run this code by file processing, so I got this error, name OS is not defined. Why so? Because we have to import our module, whatever the module we are using, we have to import it here. Import time as well. So now if I just run it again, I'll see this error is coming as a user-friendly style, that is file does not exist. Now if I want to create a one file, just rename it with fruits.txt and run it again. See, it's working fine. So just remember what are the difference of standard and built-in modules. These OS is a standard module and time is a built-in module. Time is written in C language and OS is written in Python language itself. So the last type of Python module that we are going to learn is a third-party module that Python doesn't provide us inbuilt or as a standard module. We have to install them as a third-party module. So in this programming for file processing, we have worked with this fruits.txt file, which is actually an useful data is here, like apple or whatever the fruit name it was printing. So in real world, if you want to work with any file, so that will not be a file like this fruits.txt or vegetables.txt. Actually, it will be a file like this one. Temps today.csv file. So it is a CSV file that will store today's temperature. Suppose the first column, that is ST1, and there is a second column, that is ST2. In ST1, the temperature, all the temperatures are for morning temperatures, and in the second column are night temperatures. So to work with this kind of files, CSV files that will store particular meaningful data, which we can work with these files like this. Suppose you want to you want to open this file and we want to get average value of today's temperature. So this will be a meaningful operation. So to work with this kind of data and this kind of file, we actually need a third-party module that will be called as Pandas. So to install Panda, actually we have to install it dynamically, because Python doesn't provide these third-party modules. So we need to install it. So to install it, we have to run this command called pip command. So for my OS, I need to write it like this: pi -m pip here, pi -m pip install pandas. So here, as Pandas is actually installed in my drives, in my library. So here I am getting this requirement already satisfied. But for you who are doing this freshly, you will be seeing that Pandas is actually being installed, and at last successfully installed message will also be visible in your screen. So how to check that if Pandas is actually installed correctly or not? So you can actually do this sys.prefix again, and you can go to this location in your PC. So I have opened this location, and here I can go to lib, and inside lib you will see one folder called site packages. Inside site packages, all the modules that are actually you are going to install using pip command will be stored inside site packages. So if you open site packages, you will see that here this Pandas is being installed. So Pandas is present here. So if I open Pandas, you will see that here this is not a single module. So this is actually a bunch of modules. So this is called package. That's why this is called package. And you can actually refer it as library, a third-party library that is called Pandas. So now to work with Pandas library, we need to, as usual, import it like this, import Pandas. So here you can see OS is a standard module of Python, time is a built-in module of Python, and Pandas are some third-party library of Python. So actually Pandas are very strong data analysis library that Python, we can use it through Python. So to work with it, we can actually remove this fruits.txt from here, and instead we can write it temps, because we want to do the data analysis of this CSV file. Temps today.csv. today. Okay, so now if this file is present, and again we are not going to actually read it like this. We are going to read it like pandas. Just a minute. Yes, pandas dot, there is a method of pandas, that is read CSV, and inside it we can pass this file's path again. And now what happens, what we will do to, if you want to calculate the mean of the temperatures that are present inside temps today. So for that we are going to store this read CSV's this object pandas.readCSV. This object we are going to store it inside a variable, suppose called data. Now if I want to calculate the mean, so I will do print data dot, there is a function called mean. Now if I run it, so you will see that for the first column mean is being calculated, and for the second one again mean is being calculated. So now if you just want to calculate the first column's mean, that means just the mean of the the morning temperature, you need to do it like this, st1, and save it and run it again. Okay, st1 inside quotation. Okay, so the mean of the first column, that is called st1, is being calculated every 5 seconds. Now if I want to show you something more, that is what is happening when you are doing this pandas.readCSV. As you already remember that in our earlier file processing lecture, that when we were opening our .txt file, one object was being created, right? So the same thing has been the same thing is happening here when we are doing pandas.readCSV. So to check it out, I'll do import pandas in my interactive shell, and then if I do this here, so data is being created. Okay, data is an object. So now if I want to print it data, so you will see that one particular data structure has been printed, so that is present inside data. It has the two columns, one is called st1, one is called st2. So now if I do this type of data, you will see that the type of data is not a string or anything else. The type of data is a data frame. So that means whenever we are doing pandas.readCSV, the object that is being created is a type of data frame object. So this thing you need to remember. This is actually a very good concept of pandas. So this pandas is just an introduction in this lecture. So we are going to dive deep inside pandas in our later lectures. So for now, remember we have 3 modules of Python. One is called built-in modules, one is called standard modules, and another one is third-party libraries. We hope you have learned something new in our today's lecture. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel, and keep watching. We are having lots more coming for you, and be safe and keep learning. Till then, bye-bye.